Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we have got the next edition of the Chasing Classic series. We've got Lutece Express, which is in Paris, and this is meant to be a replica of kind of the Paris-Roubaix course. And once again, a very enjoyable one, and I was expected to do kind of okay on this actually, because my FTP is not too bad. I haven't got too bad, watt per kilogram, so it didn't look like it was going to be the worst race in the world. Now, what I've also done in this video is I'm going to talk about some mistakes that you might make as a Zwift beginner for all of those that do normally Zwift with me. So, apologies. I'm going to be talking about a few things that maybe you are completely aware of, and I get that. But just hear me out, okay? And it's quite an exciting one to watch, actually, in terms of the actual end of the race. So hopefully stick around for this one. Now, my first little kind of mistake / tip that we've got here is off the start of the race is make sure you get a fast start. Do not be left behind because you've either not put the sort of power down when you need to, or you haven't reconned the course and know where it's going to kick off. So I actually knew that this one had a bit of an incline at the start of the race, and the first kind of like 3 to 4 minutes were going to be pretty tough. So avoid that mistake. Make sure you know the course itself and know where it's going to kick off, and just make sure you get a really good fast start. Okay, so this course itself, we get a little bit of respite around this kind of back end of the course, and then going through the tunnel, there's a little bit of a kick again. And I was just kind of trying to settle into the best or the most kind of, appropriate group for me. I normally at the moment decide to choose the wrong sort of group. So it's always very difficult, initially off the bat, seeing where you kind of fit in. But I didn't want to burn too many matches. I mean, I haven't done too much on the bike this week. I did manage to get a decent little kind of low cadence threshold session in earlier in the week. And I did a bit of zone 2 the day before this race. So I've done a little bit, but not, it's not been a crazy week for Zwifting. So I knew this kind of course itself suited my, suited my power to weight ratio kind of thing. Because I've not got, I've got an FTP, which is, kind of okay in terms of watts. And in terms of watts per kilogram, it's also not too bad. So I'm not a climber, but I'm not a TT rider. I'm kind of in the middle, kind of a nothing Zwifter, really. My second kind of little thing to avoid getting completely wrong is, in fact, which group to stick in at the start of the race. Now, there has been already a little bit of a split, and I wasn't particularly excited about doing this little incline again with this group, and I had a funny feeling that I would be falling off the back and I was punching a little bit over my weight. So we'll avoid this mistake number 2. It's pick the right group. Now, how do you pick the right group? I don't know. No, I do know. Normally if it feels a little bit too difficult, then and there's an 8-lap race this one, so I knew that I had sort of 7 more of these to do. That's probably a good indication that you're not going to be able to stay with the group. So I'm all up for pushing as hard as you can until you fall off, which is exactly what I've done here. But in hindsight, again, I wish I'd just maybe held on a little bit and stayed with the group behind and saved that match. But, it is what it is, and it happened. And eventually I do get the group behind to catch up to me, which was good. And it was nice having some friends again. And actually in this race, it was great talking to a lot of people again. Phil was in this race, Moxie was in this race, Ninok was here as well, and a few others. So it was absolutely great having that interaction again. Absolutely love it. As I said before, it's like one of the main reasons why I like Zwift so much is having that kind of interaction with people on the bike and having a chat, because there are going to be sometimes where you are just sat in the pack and not doing much. So yeah, all good. Anyway, so we are coming sort of round the lap here, and there are a few little bits that I've cut out because it was mainly about this incline. And I don't know, I kind of did a good job, I think, of sitting in. Now, my best result so far on one of these chasing tours, I think, is 8th position. So I was really looking to best that. I think there were definitely a couple that had gone off the front, maybe 3 or 4 had gone off the front. So there was a chance of a top 5 in this race, which was good. And I don't know, I kind of felt pretty confident. Wasn't really sure where I should go. in terms of, should I trust my sprint or should I do one of my sort of early attacks that I sometimes do. I don't know, I couldn't really decide, but you will see shortly exactly what I did and where it was, where I came in this race. Now with 2 laps to go, this is the kind of last or penultimate climbing bit we did, and this is mistake number 3 to avoid if you're a beginner, and that is do not put your wheel in the wind unless you are properly going for an attack. So someone went off the front here, I covered it, and then I decided to have a little attempt to go for it, which was a bad idea. So just avoid that one as well. If you're going to go for an attack, really go for it. Otherwise, sit in the pack, draft. You do not need to be, pushing the group unless you've got some sort of plan, I would say, which surprisingly there I didn't. So that's maybe another one to learn from there. So thankfully this is the last time we'll be going through that bridge, which is good, but I knew it would absolutely kick off again up this last little, it's kind of a little bump, isn't it? It's not really an incline. It's not it is an incline, but it's not it's not a hill, is it? Technically it is a hill, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so we're going to go up this one more time, which is good. And I'm just doing my best to hang on now, not sticking my wheel in the wind, and also trying to save some energy for the sprint, although this one was brutal. 400 watts. No thank you. Really struggling at this point just to kind of hold on to these wheels. But I had a pretty good feeling that it would come back all together around the corner, and just as we go back sort of down the other side of the course. And it was actually a pretty good course to race, this one. I did quite enjoy it, but pretty brutal. And we're coming to the kind of finale of this race now. And my plan for this was obviously to kind of, win the sprint of this little group and come up as high as I can in the actual race itself. But realistically, I knew there were some good, strong riders here with some really high FTPs and some sprint numbers as well. So just going to do the best I can, as always. I'm just going to draft and sit in here and just wait until we get hopefully back onto that little pack in front there. I was pretty confident that they weren't gonna get away. We've got half a mile left to go, and I'm just hopefully going to come down this little bit of a decline here, and then I'll be able to push on forward and hopefully escape to what would be a good victory in this little group, a mini victory. But as you can see, I've just kind of pushed to the front a little bit too early, unfortunately, and now I'm at the front of this pack, so I'm going to have to slow up here and then restart again. In hindsight, I probably should have gone for it just there, but it was a little further out than I would have liked to have gone. Anyway, we've got a few that have started to make their move, and now it's just a chance for me to put down the power and see exactly what I can do. Heart rate's pretty high, cadence is pretty high. I'm just doing my best I can. I've got a couple of people in front of me that I'm going to try my best to get past, and just on the line, let's see if I can. There we go, just managed to get that person on the line there, which was great. So actually not a bad race for me in the end. I put the Zwift power up here, and you can see that I finished in 7th position. Once again, it's kind of a little bit of a punchy race with that one incline to kind of deal with every lap. But 7th position is my best chasing tour race result so far, so I'm happy with that. And I will be racing the Flamme Rouge Racing World Trophy on Friday, so if anyone is about for that, it would be great to see a few more of you there. And try and get a decent result in that one. But thanks very much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you on the next one.